Ones that people may remember. There's only a few here this evening, so I'll be able to do this one again. These are all about the Ramsbottoms, father, mother, and young Albert. And strangely enough, young Albert is still alive in this one. And this one's called the Runcorn Ferry. On the banks of the Mersey, or on Cheshire side, lies Runcorn that's best known to fame by transporter bridge, as takes folk over stream, or else brings them back across Seine. In days afore transporter bridge were put up, a ferry boat lay in the slip, and old Ted the boatman would row folks across at twopence per person per trip. Now Runcorn lay over on one side of stream, and witness on t'other side stood. And as nobody wanted to go either place, well, the trade wasn't any too good. One evening, to Ted's superlative surprise, 3 customers came into view. A Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom it were, and Albert, their little son too. How much for the 3, Mr. Ramsbottom asked, at his hand to his pocket did dip. Ted said, same as 3 as it would be for 1, for 2pence per person per trip. You're not charging 2pence for that little lad, said mother, her eyes flashing wild. For 2pence per person per trip, answered Ted, per woman, per man, or per child. 5 pence for 3, that's the most that I'll pay, said father, don't waste time in talk. But 2pence per person per trip, answered Ted, and them as can't pay, as to walk. We can walk and all, said father, come mother, it's none too deep, weather's quite mild. So into the water the 3 of them stepped, the father, the mother, the child. The further they paddled, the deeper it got, but they wouldn't give in once begun. In the spirit that's made Lancashire what she is, they'd sooner be drowned than done. Very soon the old people were up to their necks, and the little lad clean out of sight. Said my father, where's Albert? And mother replied, I've got hold of his hand, he's all right. But just at that moment, Pa got an idea, and floundering back to old Ted, he said, we've walked halfway, come take us the rest. For half price, that's a penny a head. But Ted wasn't standing for none of that there, and making an obstinate lip. But 2pence per person per trip, Ted replied, per trip or per part of per trip. All right then, said father, let me take the boat, and I'll pick up the others halfway. I'll row them across, and I'll bring boat back, and 3pence into bargain I'll pay. 'Twere money for nothing, Ted answered right-o, and father got hold of the sculls. With the sharp end of the boat towards middle of stream, he were there in a couple of pulls. He got mother out, it were rather a job. With the water she weighed half a ton. Then pushing the oar down the side of the boat, he started fishing around for his son. When poor little Albert came up onto top, his collars were soggy and limp, and with holding his breath at the bottom so long, his face were as red as a shrimp. Pa took them across, and he brought the boat back, and he said to old Ted on the slip, wilt row me across by myself? Ted said, aye, at 2pence per person per trip. When they got to the side, father laughed burst fit to burst. He'd got best at bargain, you see. He'd worked it all out, and he got his own way, and he paid nought but 5pence for 3. Thank you very much.